for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yeah.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. That doesn't matter. It's all love, honestly. And I would usually not, you know, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah,
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, you know, I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah, I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with, this is a very personal journey that became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Aug first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. We
were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, you know, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come into the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So
Okay.
you know, you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people versus fixing me.
Yeah.
And I think that that whole process with Og really showed me that and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference.
Welcome back to the Manosphere. I am your humble host, Will Martell. And if you get the opportunity, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's get it cracking. This week, I was asked the question to talk about the so-called Will and Jada incident that happened a few weeks ago. Now, I've been having many people come up to me, including people that I work with at my job. They're like, hey, Will, what do you think about the Will and Jada situation? Now, I just showed a video at the top of this program, and Jada explains her relationship with Mr. Augustine, okay, who, by the way, was a friend of the family. And they took him in, and I guess Jada was supposed to be maybe like a mother figure to him or something like that. But here's the skinny on that. Jada actually sat there at the table, at the red table, and tried to convince Will and justify her actions. Now, it's a trip on how this all plays out because of the fact that this relationship, this marriage, if you will, that Will and Jada are supposed to have. I mean, and it's been in the news like the last couple of years of they were swingers or they had an open marriage and an open relationship or whatever. But we here on the outside of the situation, we don't really know what the real deal in terms of their relationship was. So you have to you have to come to your own conclusions on that. Now, here's my opinion, and I was asked, what did I think? And that's why I am making this video today. Here's what I thought. Will and Jada, okay, for better or worse, are together. And my opinion on it is, I don't really have one because I don't know the people personally. And not only that, it's like you have to question Jada, okay? So let's just say the roles were reversed. Now, Mr. Augustine, being an up-and-coming R&B artist and being a friend of Will and Jada's and stuff, would have probably boosted him from this level to that level. Okay, Now, him having an association with them probably would have boosted him like way up into the stratosphere. Okay. Now, him and Jada getting into this entanglement, as she said, I think on all levels was very, very wrong. I mean, because here it is. She was supposed to be taking care of him, looking out for him, and I'm sure taking care of him very well, if you know what I mean and get my drift. And I'm sure, that in that sense that she said she was trying to help Mr. Augustine. Which way was she trying to help him? I mean, come on. I mean, it's like, obviously, if you see the look on Will's face, he had no idea. Although Mr. Augustine had sat down in an interview, and the interview asked him about the relationship between him and Jada, and he came out and said that he got Will's blessing. Okay? Which, even if you're not in a loving relationship with a woman and things of that nature, why would you pass your wife off, like some sort of piece of meat or property to another man and say, well, you got my full permission to go and screw my wife? Even if you didn't particularly like care for a woman anymore, a man's ego is as such and territorial where it's hard for me to believe that he would make a statement like that. I mean, Will would actually tell another man, hey, go screw my wife. Now, I know that there are some men out there that get off on that type of thing. And hey, look, to each his own, and I ain't mad at them. But I think for a regular man, this sort of behavior, our egos are as such, we couldn't do that. Okay. And I'm just being 100 about it. We could not do that. So, be that as it may, Mr. Augustine said that Will gave his blessing for him to sleep with Jada and do whatever. Okay, so Jada fully denies this and says no one could give anyone permission to do anything except for me. Okay, Jada, here's the thing. What kind of agreement did you and Will make? Okay, like I said, that remains to be seen. What kind of agreement did you make? Did you have an agreement where you two can go off, sleep with whoever you want to, but you come back and you're all loving and your life partners, but maybe there was a stipulation involved where it was like, okay, we can do that, but don't fall in love. She fell in love, he fell in love, but I think he fell harder. So I think the heat was getting too hot in the kitchen, and Jada just had to cut it off and say, okay, look, I'm not going to lose my meal ticket, which is Will. Will Smith is now Will Smith, the corporation. It is no longer Will Smith, the actor. It is no longer Will Smith, the producer. It is no longer Will Smith, the personality. It is Will Smith, the corporation. He has spent years building his empire. And maybe he just thought to himself, it's cheaper to keep her. Maybe. But who knows? So here's my opinion on a Will and Jada thing. The two people are adults. They're consenting adults. Now, people like to throw that out there. Did Will go and sleep with other women? I'm sure he did. He's Will Smith. He's a movie star. I mean, heck, there's probably a ton of women after him. And then people wanted to say, oh, yeah, well, Will swings both ways. Well, you know what? That's his business. Okay, that is none of our business. And that is not for us to sit up and judge him for what he does in the confines of his own bedroom. Okay, so again, my thoughts on it is Will and Jada are in a marriage, And this whole episode came out because of a young man 23 years younger than Jada that probably fell in love with her. And he probably made ultimatums towards her like, hey, look, you better tell Will what's going on or I'll tell him and whatnot. And I don't care what kind of relationship you guys have, but he's going to be pissed off and all of that if he finds out that we fell in love with whatever it was. Okay, here's my opinion on it, guys. I think that whatever these people do is their own personal business. That is how I see it. That is how I look at it. It's their business. And whatever Will wants to do after this situation, whether he may get a divorce from her, maybe he won't get a divorce from her. Maybe after his statements of, I'm going to get you, okay, which you'll see in that video, or you have seen in that video. When he says, I'm going to get you, he's pretty damn certain. I mean, and he says it with no hesitation that he's going to get even. Now, maybe, and then Jada's response was, oh, yeah, well, you already have. Maybe he has. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he's planning something, okay? And from the looks of it on the video that I viewed, he's planning it. Whatever that is, don't know. We all have to stay tuned because if it ever comes out, I'm sure that Jada will bring him back to the table. Okay, so again, if you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Will Martell from the Mental Sphere saying so long, and remember, every day above ground is a good day. Deuces.